Okay, let us start in the present. How many distinct causes would you say have brought this cluster of wealth into tangible existence? I can only see three: manual labor, modifications, and assemblies. Why? Because it was the manual labor that first modified the natural resources into components of concrete, steel, glass, brick, aluminum, plastic, timber, etc., then assembled them into the great structures of wealth. And had it not been for that manual labor, you could brandish your multi-billion-dollar checks and fancy architectural designs in the air for 1,000 years, and not a single dollar of wealth would have been created. So, how did this process begin? Imagine this clever modification of a stone, first made in Africa well over 2 million years ago, was at one time metaphorically worth, say, 10 bananas. Further, that this modification of wood was at that time also worth 10 bananas. That's 20 for the lot. Watch that value go up to between 30 and 40 bananas, something our distant hominid cousins would have noticed, and in due course found the words to talk, then even argue about. Now, what additional modifications and assemblies have enabled us to advance from hunter-gathering into modernity? Suppose that a 1 cent coin, once lost in your backyard, has magically grown into a stalk laden with, say, 41 brand new 1 cent coins. Look at what would happen if you were to replant all such coins for 10 more years. After 1 year, your 40 coins would become 1,600. After 2, you would have 64,000. After 3, just over 2.5 million, and so on and on. Pure magic. Admittedly, once our hunter-gatherer ancestors discovered this magic around 10,000 years ago, its initial yields wouldn't have matched the figures just shown. Still, the birth of agriculture gave them the surpluses of grain never before thought possible. And after this new commodity was modified into flour, then assembled as foods, the lives of traditionally cooperative tribesmen were forever uprooted by a promise of unprecedented wealth. By the time the dust had settled, a few millennia later, the winners trapped the common people in an everlasting swindle. Here's how it went. Folks, look at the magnificent temples that we, your aristocracy, have built to guarantee each one of you a place in heaven. As a result, we are now as magnificent as those temples. Indeed, so magnificent that our status is never to be tarnished by the hardships and indignity of manual labor. Manual labor is for others. You don't like it? Although the Industrial Revolution reached America relatively late, the country soon embraced it with boundless ingenuity and enterprise. Then, as it usually happens in life, there were the good times and were the bad times. Suffice it to say that once the demands of a faraway war had shifted its manufacturing industries into top gear, America emerged from that conflict as the richest, most powerful, and technologically advanced nation the world has ever seen. Tragically, within a few decades, American aristocrats had outsourced its wealth creation to Asia, where things would not get done at the local cost of 3 bowls of rice a day. Relax, everyone. American manufacturing workers can still outcompete anybody else in this world on 2 bowls of rice a day. Wait a minute. Was this perversion of economics invented in some freedom-crazed postmodern la-la land? No. Actually, the raw emotions behind this economic travesty go back many thousands of years. You see, manufacturing labor still personifies the very hardships and indignity that all aristocracies have held in contempt throughout the history of our civilization. Manual labor is for others. You don't like it?